Today we take a very historic action that was 45 years in the making. And it sounds strange, doesn't it? Department of Education, we're going to eliminate it, and everybody knows it's right.
Getting rid of a department or disbanding a department doesn't mean you don't fund that thing anymore. But it probably would be better if there was something more competitive.
My administration will take all lawful steps to shut down the department. We're going to shut it down and shut it down as quickly as possible. It's doing us no good.
I think it's so crazy how it's this radical idea to say the Department of when Trump said I'd get rid of the Department of Education, people are like, he hates kids. It's like, okay, well, look what they did and look what they're continuing to do. I mean, kids
look
are
at the
not.
Results.
Yeah,
look
exactly.
at the results in this country. The academic results are terrible.
In a bold and controversial move, U.S. President Donald Trump signed an executive order on Thursday aimed at dismantling the Department of Education, a federal agency that has shaped the nation's schooling system since its creation in 1979. This dramatic action fulfills a long-standing promise from Trump's campaign trail, aligning with a decades-old goal of the American conservative movement to strip the federal government of its role in education and hand full control to individual states. However, the Department of Education cannot be dissolved outright without congressional approval, a hurdle that may limit the order's immediate impact. Instead, the directive is expected to starve the agency of funding and personnel, effectively hobbling its operations while setting the stage for a broader political battle. A symbolic ceremony and a divisive policy. The East Room event was steeped in political theater. The presence of school children underscored Trump's messaging that the move is intended to benefit the next generation, free from what he and his supporters describe as federal overreach. Republican leaders like Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and Texas Governor Greg Abbott were among the attendees, signaling strong support from state-level GOP figures who have long advocated for localized control of education. The order instructs Education Secretary Linda McMahon, former CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment and a recent Trump appointee, to take all necessary steps to facilitate the closure of the Department of Education and return education authority to the states. McMahon, who has already slashed the department's staff by half since taking office earlier this month, echoed Trump's sentiment. The push to dismantle the Department of Education has been a cornerstone of Trump's vision for a leaner federal government, a vision bolstered by his influential advisor, tech billionaire Elon Musk. Musk, who heads the newly formed Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, has been instrumental in Trump's aggressive overhaul of federal agencies. The duo has already targeted several departments for deep cuts, slashing programs and staff in what critics call a reckless dismantling of government infrastructure. Trump has framed the education rollback as both a cost-saving measure and a way to boost America's academic standing, which he claims lags behind nations like China and European countries. "We're spending too much for too little," he said at the signing. "The states can do it better, faster, and cheaper." Yet the White House has hinted that a scaled-down version of the department may persist to handle critical functions, such as federal student loans and grants for low-income students. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt clarified earlier this week, the Department of Education will be much smaller than it is today, suggesting a compromise between total elimination and practical necessity.